Horizontal stripes. Is that what you're talking about?
You got to be brave to wear that.
Get your ass to Mars.
Mission.
Wait.
15, counting. 14, 13. All systems are go. 11.
I am the J-Town. Gotta have time to masturbate.
Well, I think it kind of speaks for itself. He just goes completely anti-science.
He's sitting on a doll.
Money for naughty favors.
Where's that mushroom toy?
Because that mushroom
Yeah,
head
it's
seems to
outside.
get in the way.
I'm a good girl.
Got away from you.
Did.
She was what the kids would call a slut, which is a terrible thing to say,
Alright,
but
you ready to do this?
apparently there's
Not at all.
no denying
After
she was
Friday.
one.
I want to apologize to all of you for what happened in there. In our competition for ratings, we all lost sight of why we got into business in the first place.
Yeah, titties and beer.
I guess he's not being charged. For
Hey, everybody, welcome to Nothing Get Live. I'm the J-Town.
I am your Miss Parker. And guess what?
Yeah.
They're out of toilet paper because there are too many hoes on the dance floor. Too many sluts.
No. We have house guests, and toilet paper gets used up faster. And so when you have this like setup, that when you have it set up so it sort of comes at a regular interval delivered, when you have a house guest, then boom. out the
Especially when the house guest is a hoe.
door. Yeah. Well, and then you come over every day.
Yeah. And
At
I'm
least half the
definitely a hoe.
Before we get to Susan Collins,
Susan Collins will be in the next segment.
how
She's
have
a
I
dick.
not heard of this? You see this thing going on? Look, how have I not heard of this? I was like, I watch.
He loves war and he loves guns. How did he? Well, there's no guns.
This happened 2 years ago.
It's a knife fight.
It's a melee fight between some Indian soldiers. This is the Galwan Valley region. I did not hear about that until today, and this is 2 years old. So what happens is like basically a bunch of Chinese soldiers and a bunch of Indian soldiers had a knife fight in a telephone
So why
booth,
didn't they just
and
use guns? If
They
it-
all had guns.
Why didn't they
I
fight
don't
with
know.
him?
They're stabby. Bullets are expensive. I don't know, but this happened, and I was like, how did I? So the Galwan Valley province is this place in India where China and India are sort of taking and losing land. It's just like, so they all have rifles, but nobody shoots. So the Chinese soldiers end up beating the pants off of these.
I was going to
taste
say
out of
China
their-
probably.
and they had
probably were
riot shields
victorious.
and like.
So did China take the region?
It's been going on for years, and like, how did I not know about this?
So they call each other up and they're like,
Are you ready?
Hey!
Are you ready? You ready to start punching?
meet me out behind the rock.
It's something like that, and
Take them out behind the gym.
so as you can see, so the Galwan River is this region between India and China where they've been duking it out for apparently like a decade, sort of taking and giving back land and apparently coming down all the way to melee, hand-to-hand combat. Like they're not. Why are they? It's weird. Why are they not willing to shoot each other?
It's like
Seems
they
like
want.
they would have just.
It's like they want to go medieval. It's like
Could be. I don't know. That was just one of the things that I saw today.
yeah,
So,
that's
How did I
fascinating.
not hear of this?
Yeah, because
That's
it's
this
totally
segment.
up your alley.
I mean, and it happened 2 years ago. So let's talk about penis arms. So apparently,
This is definitely your segment.
this is my segment. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, to my little friend. It's Jimmy.
You want to read it?
What's it like having a penis
I can't do nothing.
I can
can't
do
go down
nothing.
the shops with a t-shirt on. I can't go swimming with the kids. I can't,
Can't go to the shops. Malcolm lost his manhood after a horror blood infection spread to his groin in 2014.
Black, no blood supply, no nothing.
Went black,
Toes
no
went black.
supply, no
Black, no
nothing.
socks.
Toes went black.
toes
It was
were-
like I had socks on where my toes were.
Mm.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
But basically,
Hey, we're talking about like
so
women's
black,
rights, right?
And then fucking,
And then
Grow
my
a
fingers were
penis on
going
his-
black as well. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because, and then this one just,
It's called sepsis.
yeah,
So
not having sex no more. At least smiling about it, at least.
women's rights. This guy's got a dick on his arm.
Why does he have a dick on his? Are they
Because
preserving it because they're going to sew
They're
it back on?
growing a new one. For him.
Just like that
and
mouse.
giving him like a pump that will make it so that
So
it
he
gets
can-
an erection. But I'm like, talking about women's rights, son. This guy's got a dick on his arm. Why don't we turn that high-powered science stuff?
into making it so men can't impregnate women
Maybe,
without
yeah.
surgery.
Hey.
Birth control for men. Birth control pill for
Male
men.
birth control pill. Like, I don't know why that's not a thing already. But
But it's like that mouse on South Park. Remember they grew a dick on to give back to Mr. Garrison because he wanted his dick back.
they were chasing the mouse around.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So these are just things that I see. This is why we do the first segment, just to get it out of the way. This is like a warm up for us. But I always wanted to play horns. I like horns. I have a clarinet and a saxophone.
And you have a horn.
I have a horn. And so this guy's playing this trumpet, and apparently you have to do this thing. Watch this guy's neck.
Which guy?
Watch this guy's neck. I'm gonna go hard no on the trumpet for me. Look at this
I
guy's
wonder
neck.
if that causes damage.
Well, it stretches their neck muscles. This is a thing that just
But you know, I would think that it would do like Mitch McConnell to you over
yeah,
time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you'll end up like
You'd lose your
Satch.
muscle tone.
But I mean, if you're that good, that's what look at this guy's neck. That's what they're like musicians are willing to do. Again, why do guitar players stink?
Why?
Because you can't play electric guitar in the shower.
Oh, there you go. But you can't do drums or bass.
Alright. So before we get to this, look, I usually get like my military advice. I asked Jackson. Jackson was a specialist. He was a sapper, and he did 2 tours in Iraq. So I usually ask him. But I have found this guy on YouTube, Chris Cappy, who was, I think, also like some kind of specialist. I don't know. But the way he breaks down things. So I had recently made a prediction to Dr. Z. I was like, there's going to be a war in Southeast Asia. Like, this is going to happen. And one of the things that I found was that a lot of times when you don't really have to look much further than what the weapon systems that are being developed at the time to know where people that want to do a war are going to be operating, because usually mission specific, weaponry is a thing. So Jackson Tyne and Tammy Tyne are out in Cropper Ranch, Colorado.
Talking about weapons.
Yeah, veteran-owned and family-owned, Holdcraft CBDs. They're constantly working on improving the sustainability of their farms. They care about the environment. They care about climate change. Most of all, they care about you.
Hopecraft CBDs is more than 11 years in the making. They make salves, tinctures, and massage oil and delicious candy that gets you back to normal when you get just a little too high. It also relaxes you and tastes really good. So visit hopext.com. That's HOPEXT.com.
Enter promo code SDFUJ for theoretically up to 30% off. Tell them to make the lube, the bubblegum,
And the dog treats.
Thank you. Okay, so this is this new. These guys are like, okay, this is a plug and play helicopter that is both a recon and a strike helicopter. So it takes on the roles of the 36 or OH-63, the I can't remember what that helicopter's called. So there's the Apache
Hmm.
and there's the Kiowa, the Scout helicopter. Has that weird looking alien thing on the top of it. You've seen those helicopters in movies? It has rockets and a gun,
Hmm.
but it also has this thing. And so that thing basically pokes its head above the ground and gets a total view of the battlefield, which it then relays back to the Apache helicopters. Well, they're working on this new helicopter, which is called basically an over-the-shoulder gun platform for, let's say, fighting on an island in Southeast Asia.
So
And
that's
was
okay.
its new
let's
ability
see
to
this
fire
first.
UAV drones out into the air and then have the crew
What did
be
I
able
tell
to
you about
monitor those
drones?
drones and its thermal surveillance video feed straight from the cockpit. These drones loiter over the battlefield, providing surveillance until a target is found. Then they move out of orbit, launch into missile attack mode, and strike the enemy target with a lethal payload.
And you're done, son. So you got like, and now they're talking about that this helicopter also has the capability of being flown remotely. So now you would just have like this drone swarm, release the murder hornets, right? Like that's it. So this helicopter flies in to a battlefield and just unleashes a drone swarm, and they then go and just sort of park back somewhere, and while these things just loiter and look for something to kill. The battlefield of the future is not going to be a human-friendly environment.
So explain to me how you think that this is a harbinger for war in Southeast Asia.
Because it's a purpose-built machine. It's designed to do this one thing. Of course, it's like this is built for a jungle environment. It's built for what they call over-the-shoulder, being able to like just say, hey, like here we are, you know where we're at, fly over here and smoke everybody in this tree line. Like,
That's fucked up. That is
not to
really
mention
fucked
you would
up.
just have these hovering death bots. Like, yeah, like the war, and you know, and also Chris Cappy, he's the one that provided me with this video, but he also was talking about these man pads. Man pads are ultra important. I showed you that video, right? Where it's like they're like 40 grand and they can shoot down helicopters and they can shoot tanks, and they don't even have to see the tanks. Like they can just target the tank and the machine just, once they pull the trigger, the machine does the rest. So your tanks are for naught in Ukraine because we just sent like 10,000 of these things to them.
The man pads or the murder hornets?
The man pads.
Okay.
The murder hornet is still in development. That's what
Okay.
I call it. Just like it's a flying
Drone.
It's so you have this helicopter with, you may have a pilot or not, that can fly out. It also is a flying death bot, and then deploy a drone swarm. I mean, and just that's it. Total aerial superiority. It doesn't matter how many drones you're willing to sacrifice. All of them. All of them.
Right. Right. There's no human factor at all.
Imagine roving landmines. Oh my God. Landmines. Just roving landmines that are just looking, and then you just go kill, and that drone goes and kills that target.
Was this
Like,
the thing that they were saying the Russians might reverse engineer, or is that the man
that's
pads?
the manpad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a manpad is a man portable air defense
Mhm.
device.
That takes
They
out
come in many
tanks.
forms. There is like a direct attack munition, and then there's one where it flies over the top and detonates a copper core, and just it. So tanks matter not. When you have a $40,000 manpad that a guy can use after an hour of training to take out a $5 million tank, cost effective.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because you wouldn't, like you said, the guy takes a seminar and then he can do it. It's not like they require a lot of training.
Takes more time to learn how to do your taxes than it takes to be like, on one of these things. So they're pretty amazing. These are what, if you guys are interested, I love nerd shit like this. We already did the thing, but where is it? No,
I think those are the only things we uploaded.
no. Okay, all right, that's cool. We'll get back to that later. But yeah, these things are. This is what we're sending to them. These NLAWs. We're sending the
Oh,
NLAWs.
it's the NLAWs.
It's called
Yeah.
an NLAW. Yeah. But and we sent like 10,000 of them. And so your money is not being unwell spent. But again, the wars are happening because, first of all, probably resources,
Excuse me.
right? All wars are basically resource wars or proxy wars. We have a lot of antiquated military equipment that we need to get rid of.
Hmm.
How do you do that?
You give it to
You
Ukraine.
go to war in Southeast Asia. That's how you do it.
Well, yeah.
We'll be back in a moment with Dick of the Week, I guess. I don't know. Murder Hornets. Look, the battlefield of the future is not going to be a human-friendly place. This is what we got already.
No, this is the guys in India.
No,
And-
yeah, these guys are still
China.
fighting with sticks, apparently. Hey, as long as they don't nuke each other. You're talking about two nuclear capable countries that are having stick fights
Oh, and then
in the
you've got,
Galwan Valley.
and then you've got Pakistan on the other side, who's also got their weapons fixed on India.
Mhm.
They're just like,
Just do it already. Unleash the murder hornets. That came from somebody that memed something that said,
I remember that.
yeah, it was like these guys were like, we're not going back inside, and they're like, release the murder hornets. And the
Yeah,
guys are
that'll
like,
put you
"What?"
back inside.
Yeah, you'll go back.
Yeah, watch your friend get attacked by hornets. And
This is how my brain works. I went from murder hornets to helicopters to drone swarms from helicopters.
well, drone
so
swarms are like
imagine
mortar
basically,
hornets.
yeah, imagine just tossing a fucking beehive into somebody's foxhole.
No, well, a hornet hive.
A hornet.
'Cause they'll come after
Throw a
you.
hornet's nest into a foxhole. Watch what happens. Because that's what we got now. And that's what I feel like it is. It's like this flying hornet's nest. And then they just unleash these things and you're just screwed. I am the Jay Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker, and
This.
is Nothing Yet live. And we'll be back with Dick of the Week. We have a dick.
Look, for all of you nerds out there, I love nerd stuff. And warfare is kind of a fun thing when you think about it.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
But I
But
think
when you do it,
some people think about it a little too much
you
and they
need
end
to
up
talk to
doing it.
Jackson
Yeah.
because I wouldn't know nothing about it.
Yeah. It's kind of glorified for people who've never done it.
All right.
We will see you in the next
This
segment.
is nothing else.
Yeah, it is.
This.
Is Nothing Yet
This.
live.
So stupid.
Well, I'll let you do it sometimes.